There's a difference between kissing a woman and making her feel deeply desired. Most men go for the obvious, the lips, the body, the places they think will trigger a quick reaction. But what if I told you that the most powerful kisses don't just awaken her body, they awaken her soul? What if true intimacy lies in the places that speak to her trust, her emotions, and her unspoken longing to feel understood? Today, I want to show you 5 secret places to kiss a woman that don't just drive her wild, they make her feel safe, wanted, and unforgettable. When it comes to intimacy, most people focus on the obvious, the lips, the body, the usual suspects. But if you're truly trying to leave an imprint on a woman's mind and body, it's not about how much you touch, but where and how you touch. The first place, and arguably one of the most underrated spots, is her forehead. I know, it sounds innocent, almost childlike, but that's exactly where its power lies. You see, kissing a woman on her forehead isn't about lust. It's about emotional security. It's about reassurance. And do not underestimate how arousing emotional safety can be. When a woman feels safe with you, when she feels seen and valued, without you needing to sexualize every moment, you're already unlocking a door that most men can't even find. A soft kiss on the forehead speaks volumes. It says, I respect you. I'm here for you. You matter. And this type of intimacy doesn't shout, it whispers. It doesn't rush, it lingers. That's the kind of kiss that reaches her soul before it ever gets to her body. Because let's be honest, women are wired for connection. Physical attraction is important, but emotional intimacy, that's the spark that turns to fire. A forehead kiss is so subtle, so gentle, that it bypasses all her defenses. It tells her that you're not just trying to get something from her, you're trying to give something to her. Peace, comfort, presence. Imagine this. She's had a long day. The world has pulled at her from every direction. Expectations, responsibilities, self-doubt. They all cling to her like heavy clothes after rain. And then you walk up to her, place your hand behind her neck, gently pull her in, and press your lips softly to her forehead. You don't say a word. You don't need to. That one kiss speaks louder than anything you could say. In that moment, she doesn't just feel affection. She feels grounded. She feels held. She feels like she can exhale. And that right there creates a space where desire begins to build in a deeper way. Not just in her body, but in her spirit. Because once a woman feels safe, she starts to open. Emotionally, physically. It's not just about seduction, it's about connection. And a man who understands this, who knows how to make her feel calm in a world that constantly demands her strength, that man becomes unforgettable. She won't just think of you in moments of lust. She'll think of you when she needs comfort, when she feels vulnerable, when she wants to come home. Not just to a place, but to a person. And here's something you may not realize. When you kiss a woman on the forehead, it taps into a deeply nurturing instinct. It reminds her of innocence, of care, of trust. It's disarming in the best way. Suddenly, walls start to crumble. And when those walls come down, that's when real intimacy can begin. That's when she lets you into not just her body, but her mind, her thoughts, her fears, her fantasies. Forehead kisses make her feel wanted without pressure, loved without conditions, and desired without demands. And the irony? That kind of emotional vulnerability becomes a powerful aphrodisiac. It ignites something primal, something electric, because now she's not responding to a gesture, she's responding to you, your presence, your energy, your intention. And that kind of connection is rare. Most people don't take the time to go there. They skip the quiet moments, the soft gestures, the emotional cues, and then wonder why things feel surface level. But when you show her that you're not just chasing her body, but appreciating her essence, the desire she feels for you, it comes from a much deeper place. It's not just chemistry, it's trust. And trust breeds wild, unrestrained passion. Because when a woman knows you care for her heart as much as her body, when she sees that you're attuned to the parts of her most people ignore, her desire won't just be a reaction, it'll be a choice. She'll choose to give herself to you fully and without hesitation. And all of that, from a kiss on the forehead, never underestimate the power of the subtle. Another place that drives a woman absolutely wild, though many overlook it, is her neck. Not just for its physical sensitivity, but because of what it represents emotionally and psychologically. The neck is one of the most vulnerable, exposed parts of the body. When you kiss a woman there, you're not just teasing her skin, you're tapping into her trust. You're entering a space that demands presence, gentleness, and intention. Think about it. When someone touches your neck, especially unexpectedly, your whole body reacts. It's instinct. There's a certain electricity that shoots straight through your nervous system, especially when that touch is slow, warm, and deliberate. The same thing happens to her, except even more intensely when it's from someone she's emotionally drawn to. When you kiss her neck, you're sending signals to her body that bypass logic and tap directly into her sensual core. And here's the secret. It's not just about placing your lips there. It's about the buildup, the anticipation. Maybe you're speaking to her softly and your breath brushes against her skin. Maybe your lips graze that space just beneath her ear and you pause. Not rushing, not claiming, just letting her feel your presence there. That pause, that little breath of space where nothing happens physically, but everything happens emotionally, that's where the magic lives. Most men go straight for the obvious, but if you want to stand out, if you want to stay on her mind long after you leave, then you learn to master the art of patience. The neck is a place where desire builds. It's like a slow flame that, if tended carefully, becomes an inferno. But it only works when you're fully in the moment, not performing, not pushing, but feeling with her. The curve of her neck is intimate. It holds tension, it holds softness, and it holds secrets. When you take the time to explore it, to kiss it like it's not a path to something else, but a destination in itself, she will feel that. She'll feel seen, desired, adored. Not in a rushed, performative way, but in a way that makes her skin remember you. And you don't have to say anything. In fact, words often ruin it. Just let your mouth speak for you. Gentle kisses along the side of her neck. Maybe a slight pull with your lips. Maybe you pause. Rest your forehead against hers. Let your fingers trace the line of her collarbone. The less you do, the more she feels, because it becomes about sensation, not action. The beauty of kissing her neck is that it activates both her mind and body. She'll be standing there, completely still on the outside, but inside, her thoughts are racing. Her pulse is rising. Her breath is shallow. And in that moment, she's no longer in control, not in a fearful way, but in a surrendering kind of way. And when a woman can safely surrender, even for a moment, her desire becomes boundless. But that only happens when you treat her neck with reverence, when you understand that it's not just a shortcut to turn her on, but a doorway to emotional intimacy. The more respect and intentionality you bring to that space, the deeper her response will be. She may not say a word, but her body will lean in. Her eyes will close. She'll instinctively give you more access, not because you demanded it, but because you earned it. And remember, the neck is not one size fits all. Some women are sensitive behind the ear, others at the base of the throat. Some respond to soft kisses, others to warm breath or light teasing with your lips. The key is to pay attention. Watch how her body reacts. Listen to the way her breath changes. Let her guide you without having to speak. That's how you learn her, not just physically, but energetically. That's how you create a moment that doesn't just feel good, but feels memorable. That's what makes her crave your presence, even in your absence. Because now, you're not just the man who kisses her. You're the man who understands her. You're the man who pays attention to the details, who slows down when everyone else speeds up, who kisses her neck not to seduce her, but to worship her. And that, that changes everything. Now let's talk about a place that carries far more weight than people give it credit for. Her hands. Yes, her hands. They may not seem as obviously intimate as the lips or the neck, but when kissed with purpose and presence, they can unlock something deeply emotional, even sensual, within a woman. Because when you kiss a woman's hand, you're not just making a gesture. You're honoring her. You're showing reverence in a world that often forgets what that even means anymore. A kiss on the hand is not rushed. It's not casual. It's deliberate. And in its simplicity, it becomes powerful. Imagine the moment. She's speaking, maybe about something close to her heart, and as she's talking, you gently reach for her hand. Not to hold it possessively, not to take control, but to connect. You bring it close, you pause for a moment, and you kiss the back of it with tenderness. No words needed. In that single act, you've just told her, I hear you, I see you, I value this moment with you. And that kind of subtle affection doesn't just go unnoticed, it goes straight to her heart. Women crave presence. We crave attentiveness. We crave the feeling that we're not being rushed into something, but rather invited into it. A kiss on the hand feels like an invitation, not just into intimacy, but into trust, into a shared space where she doesn't have to perform, impress, or guard herself. And don't think it's just about tradition or old school charm. It's deeper than that. A woman's hands tell stories. They carry the weight of her experiences, the things she's held, the people she's comforted, the work she's done, the moments she's survived. When you kiss them, you're not just touching her skin. You're acknowledging all of that. You're saying, I appreciate the strength in you, and I honor the softness too. And what's even more beautiful? It slows everything down. In a world where everyone seems to be rushing toward something, toward the next step, the next thrill, the next conquest, a kiss on the hand pauses time. It brings both of you into the now, into that quiet space where real connection happens. And that kind of slowness, that's what builds anticipation. That's what makes her lean in. That's what makes her curious about you, not just as a man, but as an energy, a presence that feels different. Because you're not chasing her. You're not pressing. You're not using your touch to take. You're using it to give, to say, this moment with you means something to me. And that makes a woman feel cherished. Not for her body, not for what she can offer, but for who she is. And let me tell you something else. A woman who feels cherished, even in the smallest moments, becomes infinitely more open. Emotionally, physically, mentally, not because she feels obligated, but because she wants to. Because now, you're not just touching her hands, you're touching her spirit. And that kind of connection, that's what she remembers long after the moment has passed. It doesn't have to be dramatic. It doesn't have to be rehearsed. In fact, the more natural it is, the more powerful it becomes. Maybe you're walking together and you stop to hold her hand. Maybe she's telling a story and gets emotional, and you reach for her fingers without saying a word. Maybe you're sitting in silence and you look at her, take her hand gently, and press a soft kiss into her skin. That's the kind of moment that makes her body respond in ways she doesn't even understand. It's not about arousal in the traditional sense. It's about awakening. Awakening her trust. Awakening her comfort. Awakening her desire to feel more of you, to know more of you, to open to you. And that kind of awakening is rare. Most people think seduction is loud, but real seduction is quiet. It's subtle. It's hidden in gestures like this, in the way you hold her hand like it's something delicate, in the way your kiss lingers, not because you're trying to impress her, but because you're truly present in that moment with her. That's what melts her. That's what disarms her. A kiss on the hand is a reminder that intimacy isn't always about taking clothes off. Sometimes it's about peeling back the layers of protection she's worn for years. And the more you show her that you can handle her with that level of care, the more she'll give you access to the parts of her no one else gets to see. Sometimes it's not the grand gestures that win her heart. It's the quiet ones. Now let's move to a place that's almost always overlooked, yet holds immense emotional power: her lower back. Yes, that gentle curve just above the waistline, the small of her back. It's subtle, it's intimate, and when touched or kissed with intention, it can send a ripple through her entire body. But this isn't just about physical sensation. It's about what that touch represents. You see, the lower back is one of the most protective, primal areas of the body. It's not just skin and muscle. It's where instinct lives. It's where a woman feels support. It's a zone of sensitivity that carries emotional weight. When a man places his hand there or kisses that spot softly, he's doing something deeply symbolic. He's saying, "I've got you." Not in a possessive way, but in a grounded, stabilizing way. He's saying, "You're safe here. You can lean back and I'll still be here." And that kind of energy, that speaks louder than anything you could ever say. Imagine walking beside her, not trying to lead her, not trying to pull her, just walking with her step by step. And in a quiet moment, your hand naturally rests at the small of her back. That slight pressure, that tender guidance doesn't demand anything. It reassures. It tells her she's protected, she's cared for. It shows that you're not just physically present, but emotionally in tune. Now translate that same feeling into a kiss. When you lower yourself, maybe as she's standing in front of you, and your lips graze the small of her back. That's a moment she won't forget. Because she knows you chose that spot, not to impress, not to provoke, but to connect. It's unexpected. It's thoughtful. It's intentional. And that's what separates an average experience from an unforgettable one. A kiss on the lower back doesn't rush her. It doesn't overwhelm her. It invites her. It lets her body respond in its own time, in its own rhythm. It gives her the space to feel safe, seen, and desired. All at once. Because for a woman, arousal isn't just about the act, it's about the atmosphere. It's about the emotional energy you bring into the room, the unspoken signals you send with your touch, with your presence, with your stillness. The lower back responds to presence, it responds to trust. And the more you slow down and tune in, the more that area becomes a gateway, not just to her body, but to her vulnerability. And when a woman offers you her vulnerability, even in silence, you're being invited into something sacred, something far more valuable than surface level intimacy. The small of the back is also a place that reflects balance. It's where her posture holds, it's where her strength lives. And when you place your hands or your lips there, you're tapping into that strength. You're acknowledging it, honoring it, supporting it. It's not about control. It's about communion, about offering your stability so she doesn't always have to carry everything on her own. And let's be honest, in a world that constantly tells women to be strong, to hold it all together, to stay guarded, a man who can gently place his hand or his kiss on her lower back and simply say through that gesture, "You can rest now," that man becomes unforgettable. Because she doesn't just feel your touch, she feels your intention behind it. That's the kind of moment that makes her body soften, her heart open, her desire unfold. Not because you said the perfect words, not because you made some grand move, but because you created a feeling she can't ignore. And that's what intimacy really is. Not performance, not pressure, but presence. So the next time you're near her, don't rush to the places you think she expects. Slow down. Reach for the places that speak softly, that whisper safety, that say, "I see all of you," even the parts you don't show the world. Kiss the places that hold her strength, and she will show you her softness. The real secret? It's not about where you kiss. It's about how you make her feel when you do. In the end, it's not about how many kisses you give or how intense they are. It's about the energy you carry when you kiss her, the way you make her feel seen, safe, adored. Kiss her like you're not just touching her skin, but reaching into her spirit. Because when you understand how to love a woman through the small things, you'll never be forgotten.